Hello everyone. I thought I'd make a video here. I ended up running into someone that I had befriended back in my college days at All Collins back in the late 90s. Her name was Jennifer Kukainis. Thing is initially we were friends. We went out to go see certain things, do certain things. Like one of my favorite things that we ended up doing, as simple as it was going to see a movie at the time called Good Will Hunting. Um, and that, funny as it is, that movie is something I connect even to this day with that person. Um, it was just those experiences, even as short as they were, because I didn't have her in my life for a very long time, they actually built upon other things in my life that I ended up progressing with and through. Um, and it is true that no matter how short someone's experiences are with you, they still build upon you. They still enhance your life. And that's ultimately what she did for me. And I didn't know anything about her after we stopped being friends down in Tempe. Well, that's where I lived. Um, but she lived in Phoenix. And I didn't really try to concern myself of where that went because when you paths differ from one another, you kind of just let them go. And so I only looked about a couple years back, to see if I could find her, and I found a little bit of information on her, and then just the other day I found a little bit more on her, and then today I decided to look, and I guess you can say I was a little curious about how her life had turned out and how it had progressed, because I'm still carrying to the point of how her life ended up, and I was very pleased and very happy watching the video of her talking and just seeing how her life turned out from what I can see from the video. It turned out very well, and I'm very thankful and very happy for that. Because she's a really, really nice person. And I still remember how I first met her. I was sitting in the computer lab in Al Collins, uh, typing out my old poetry, and this is me being a kid that didn't really engage with girls very much. I mean, I was not the ladies' man. I wasn't the person that was very confident with women. Um, and I was typing my poetry out, and this woman ended up sitting next to me, and she was all like, "What are you doing?" And I was all like, "I'm just typing. I'm typing out some of my poetry." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yes." And we got to talking a little bit. And at the end of this conversation, she ended up giving me her phone number, and her name was Jennifer Kukainis. And that's ultimately how we first met. It was me doing that. I haven't written poetry in a long time, but I still have a lot of fond memories of the times that I used to like to write. I still tend to write every now and again, but it's kind of tapered off over the years. I still would like to get back into it because I used to love to write short stories and all kinds of stuff like that. And I probably at some point will get back into it. Um, but I just, I guess in a way, I was just taken back. Um, I'm trying to put things into perspective or into wording. I guess you could say the whole reason why I was looking for her, because I still obviously remembered her name, is because I still remember how I felt about her. You know, she was one of these girls that I never thought I could fall for someone as quickly and easily as I did. And maybe some people will say, "Well, you were kind of young, and that's why you fell so fast." But I never really at that until that time really cared about anybody as much as I did for her. I mean, I never did tell her that. That was just something I always kept to myself. Um, but I always got, um, I always enjoyed the time that we spent, even though ultimately it was still short. I still really fully enjoyed um, that time. And that time has always stayed with me through all these years. And I've built upon it and I've progressed my life. And I've ultimately become a better person. I guess you could say that was one of the building blocks to the better person that I have become. And she was part of that. And I will always eternally be thankful because she gave me the understanding without even knowing of how people are and how kind people can be. Because even before that, not too many people noticed me. Not too many people recognized me. I mean, I was like the geek in the corner. I was the this unknown variable that people didn't bother with. I was just a loner. And out of the blue, here she comes, and she's like, "Hi." And that to me was, I guess, at the time I was still immature, um, and I really didn't become a much better person until later on. But I ended up going to the military, and from the military, I have progressed my life from there, and building up on all those pieces has actually made me a very happy person, and I feel very fulfilled in my life. I may not have this grand career like some people talk about, but as far as the person I am and as far as the person I feel inside, I feel very content. I don't feel that I need to progress somewhere. I don't feel like my life is in a rut. I don't feel like um, I need to make more money. I don't feel like I need to be famous. Because the thing is I feel I have everything that I could ever want right now. And that is the peace of mind that I think everybody is searching for. Because you could be rich and famous and still not have that peace of mind. And so for me to have that peace of mind right now, without any of that, it doesn't make me think, okay, well, I need to be rich and famous. I know some people are like, oh, that's just an excuse because you don't have money. But at this point, you know, I feel very happy with my life, and I don't really see that as a huge need in my life. If money happens in my life, then it happens. If fame happens in my life, then it happens. But everything happens for a reason. So I'm not going to basically try to rush after it. I'm not going to go chasing for it. If it happens with what I'm doing now, then it happens. And if it doesn't happen, then it's still not going to affect the way I feel and think as right now. And I didn't really plan exactly what I wanted to say. A lot of these videos that I end up putting up, I just randomly just start talking, and then that's how that works. So if I end up stumbling over myself or repeating certain things or not being exactly too clear about that, just keep that in mind that this was not planned. And I just wanted to discuss that. If any of you haven't seen anything that she's done, I would suggest going and looking up Jennifer Kukainis, and seeing some of the stuff that she's up to. She was with a person named Marcus, and he has a health and wellness channel that I was looking at also, and he actually has a lot of good advice and messages. When I get the time, I will also put that down in the description of where his channel is in case people want to actually check him out and listen in on what he's talking about. But anyways, I wanted to just touch base and throw this out into the void, I guess you would say, and I wish you a lot of luck in life and everything else, Jennifer. I have always thought of you as the greatest person that has entered into my life, and I know that is the same feeling that other people get. So you've done a very good job for yourself, and I wish you all the best. And to everyone else, thank you for listening, and have a good day or night.